If you are starting to learn English right now, this episode is for you. We are going to give you 10 clear steps, simple steps, steps that actually work. No confusion, no complicated theory, just 10 things you can start doing today.
And if you have been learning English for a while but feel stuck, these steps will help you too. Because sometimes going back to the basics is exactly what you need to move forward again.
Welcome to English Today 77. I am your host, and today we are keeping things simple and practical. 10 steps, that is all. Let us get into it.
Step 1. Decide why you are learning English. This sounds simple, but most people skip it. And it is actually one of the most important things you can do. Your why is your fuel. It keeps you going when things get hard.
Maybe you want a better job. Maybe you want to travel. Maybe you want to study abroad. Maybe you want to watch movies without subtitles. Whatever your reason, write it down. Put it somewhere you can see it every day. Because on the days when you do not feel like studying, your why will remind you why you started.
Have you thought about your why? If not, think about it right now and write it in the comments. We want to know what is driving you to learn English. Tell us your reason.
Step 2. Start with the basics and do not skip them. Many learners make the mistake of trying to learn too much too fast. They jump to complex grammar before they even know the most common words. This creates confusion, and confusion kills motivation.
Start with the most basic English words, the most commonly used words in everyday English. Things like I, you, he, she, they, want, need, have, go, come, eat, drink, big, small, good, bad. These simple words will carry you a very long way in the beginning. You do not need fancy words to start communicating. You just need the basics.
Think about it like building a house. You need a strong foundation first. If you try to build the walls before the foundation is solid, the whole thing will fall apart. Basic vocabulary is your foundation. Build it first. Everything else comes after.
Step 3. Learn in phrases, not just single words. This is something that many textbooks get wrong. They teach you words in isolation. Dog, cat, run, eat. But in real life, we do not speak in single words. We speak in phrases and sentences.
So instead of just learning the word want, learn the phrase, I want a coffee. Instead of just learning the word go, learn the phrase, I am going to work. When you learn words inside phrases, two things happen. First, you remember the words better. Second, you can actually use them in conversation right away.
This is a big difference. Knowing the word and being able to use the word are not the same thing. Learning in phrases bridges that gap, and it makes your early English sound much more natural.
Step 4. Listen to English every single day. Every day. This is not optional. It is essential. Essential means absolutely necessary. Your ear needs to get used to the sounds and rhythms of English, and this only happens through regular listening. Regular means consistent, every day or almost every day. The good news is that listening practice does not have to feel like studying. You can listen while you cook, while you exercise, while you commute. Put on an English podcast, an English radio station, or an English YouTube video. Let English become part of your daily environment. Your environment is what surrounds you every day. At first, you might not understand very much. That is completely normal. Just keep listening. Your brain is absorbing patterns even when you think you are not learning anything. And slowly, over weeks and months, you will understand more and more. This process has a name. It is called language acquisition. Acquisition means gradually gaining something over time.
Are you listening to English every day? If not, start today. Even 10 minutes counts. Tell us in the comments what you listen to in English. We would love to know.
Step 5. Speak English from the very beginning. Do not wait until you feel ready. You will never feel completely ready. and waiting is the biggest mistake you can make.
I know what you are thinking, but I do not know enough yet. I will make too many mistakes. Let me wait until my English is better. I hear this from learners all the time, and I want to be very direct with you. Waiting to speak is the reason so many people study for years and still cannot speak.
Speaking is a physical skill. It requires your mouth, your tongue, your throat to work together in new ways. The only way to develop this skill is to practice it, not to study it, to do it. Even if what comes out is wrong, even if it sounds broken, even if you have to stop and think for a long time between sentences, just speak.
Start by speaking to yourself. Talk about your day in English. Describe what you see around you. Practice ordering coffee in English at home before you do it in real life. Every minute of speaking practice is building something, even alone in your room.
Step 6. Focus on listening and speaking before reading and writing. Many schools teach English in the wrong order. They start with grammar and writing. But think about how you learned your first language. Did you read grammar books as a child? No. You listened. You copied. You spoke. And reading and writing came much later, after you could already communicate.
Listening and speaking are the core skills. They are how language actually lives in the real world. Reading and writing are important too, but they should come after you have built a foundation in listening and speaking. So, in the early stages, spend more time on your ears and your mouth than on your pen and your textbook.
Are you understanding everything so far? We are at step 6. If you have any questions about anything we have said, write them in the comments right now. We read everything, and we will answer you.
Step 7. Learn grammar through context, not through rules. This is a shift that makes a huge difference. Most learners study grammar by memorizing rules. Past simple is used for completed actions. Present perfect is used for actions that happened at an unspecified time before now, and so on. These rules are hard to remember, and even harder to apply in real conversations.
A much more effective approach is to learn grammar through examples, through real sentences, through stories and conversations. When you hear a sentence many times in different contexts, your brain starts to recognize the pattern. And when you need to use it, the correct form comes naturally, not because you remembered a rule, but because it sounds right.
For example, instead of studying the rule for present perfect, just listen to lots of natural English and notice how people use phrases like, I have been here before, or she has already eaten. The more you hear them in real situations, the more natural they become for you.
This does not mean you never study grammar. You can and should understand the basic structures, but do not let grammar study become the main thing. Let listening and natural exposure do most of the work.
Step 8. Build your vocabulary consistently and strategically. Strategically means with a clear plan and purpose. Random vocabulary learning is not very effective. If you try to learn 50 new words a day, you will forget most of them within a week. Your brain does not store words that have no emotional or practical connection to your life.
A better approach is to learn words that are relevant to your daily life, words you will actually use. If you work in technology, learn technology vocabulary. If you cook, learn cooking vocabulary. If you travel often, learn travel vocabulary. When words are connected to your real world, you remember them much longer.
Also, learn words in groups that belong together. Not random words, but related words. If you learn the word excited, also learn thrilled, delighted, overjoyed. If you learn the word tired, also learn exhausted, drained, weary. Weary means very tired and lacking energy. Learning related words together builds a richer and more flexible vocabulary.
And review the words you have learned regularly. Review means to go back and practice again. There is a technique called spaced repetition. Spaced repetition means reviewing information at increasing intervals of time. You review a word the next day, then 3 days later, then a week later, then a month later. This keeps words in your long-term memory. Long-term memory means the memory that holds information for a very long time.
Step 9. Use English in real situations as much as possible. This is where real progress happens. Studying English at home is important, but using English in real situations teaches you things that no classroom or textbook can. Look for opportunities to use English in your daily life. Change your phone settings to English. Watch your favorite shows in English. Find a language exchange partner online, someone who wants to learn your language while you practice English. Write your shopping list in English. Send a message to a friend in English. Every small opportunity adds up over time. I want to tell you about a student named Emma. Emma was from Thailand, and she had been studying English for 2 years. Her reading was good, her grammar was okay, but her speaking was very weak. She was afraid to use English in real life. Then she got a job at a hotel that had international guests. Suddenly, she had to use English every day, not by choice, but by necessity. Necessity means it was required. There was no other option. Within 3 months, her English improved more than it had in the previous 2 years of studying. Real situations accelerated her progress dramatically. Accelerated means made it faster.
Step 5. Speak from the very beginning. Do not wait until you feel ready. Just speak.
Step 6. Prioritize listening and speaking over reading and writing in the early stages.
Step 7. Learn grammar through context and natural exposure, not just through rules.
Step 8. Build vocabulary consistently and focus on words that are relevant to your real life.
Step 9. Use English in real situations as often as possible. Create those opportunities if they do not exist naturally.
Step 10. Be patient and trust the process. Consistency over time is the real secret.
These 10 steps are not complicated, but they are powerful. And if you follow them consistently, you will make real progress. Steady, meaningful, lasting progress.
Now it is your turn. Which of these 10 steps do you already do? Which ones do you need to start? Write your answers in the comments. We want to hear from you. Your question might be the exact thing another listener needs to hear answered.
And if anything in today's episode was unclear, or you have a specific question about any of the steps, please write it in the comments. We answer every single comment. We are here to help you on your English learning journey.
If this episode was useful to you, please hit the like button. It takes 1 second, and it helps this podcast reach more learners who need it. And if you are not subscribed to English Today 77 yet, subscribe now and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new episode.
Share this episode with someone who is just starting to learn English, or someone who has been learning for a while and feels stuck. These 10 steps might be exactly what they need right now.
Thank you for being here today. You are doing something important by choosing to learn. Every step you take matters, even the small ones.
We will see you in the next episode. Keep going. Keep learning. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye and happy learning.